Hello, and I'm Iridescence, and I'm going to be doing a tutorial on the very easy New Game Plus speedrun of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. I'm going to get right into this. So the first thing you're going to want is a completed save of the game on very easy. We need this so we have the Patriot. We're going to be using that for a strat later on, and it saves a little bit of time. It also makes one of the bosses significantly easier. So we're going to start up by loading the save. It's going to automatically put you straight into the game after you load. So we're going to have Snake's little talk about the Cold War. We can't skip this, so you just got to listen to this every time.
After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
Alright, so once Snake is done with his speech, there's a bunch of story cutscenes. We're just going to mash X to skip these as fast as possible. And we're going to go to a codec call. In this codec call, when you get to the end, hold up left, and then you'll go to the correct direction. Change to your over-the-shoulder cam, and you'll go in the perfect direction. Now we're going to go under this fallen tree. Get up as soon as possible. Roll over the little hill. Take 1 and a bit steps, and pick up our backpack. After this codec call, there'll be a single cutscene with the boss. You can just skip this at the end of the codec. Just mash X until you see the screen where Snake's back. Now you're gonna roll up this hill to avoid the slow walking animation, and then roll into the load zone. And in this run, you're gonna want to roll into as many load zones as possible to save a couple of frames. So here, it's gonna swing around to the left. As we start to swing, roll over this hill. And back to the right, there's a bigger hill, and roll up this hill. Walk over the center part of the crocodile. Don't get tail whipped or bitten. Roll over the quicksand. Roll over the island. Roll over the rest of the quicksand. Twice up this hill. And continue on. And roll into this load zone. So, here's going to be our first enemies. We're going to get met with a cutscene and codec, so just mash X as soon as you go to the load zone and hold triangle. It's going to auto-equip our guns, so we don't have to do any menuing. So we're just going to hold forward in the black screen, run towards them. Now we're going to trank the first guy. Snake will always hit this guy. It's pretty much impossible to miss. Trank the second guy. Now, we're going to roll up this hill under the fallen tree. Now, this third guy, we're going to get an alert, but roll just as we get it. Like this. So, if we enter this load zone with an alert, we're going to skip a cutscene in this area. So, we're going to roll up this hill, trank this dude, roll down here across the bridge, and try and get a fast landing if you can. It's not the biggest thing. Keep yourself in the center of this bridge. Trank these two guys. Roll across their bodies. There'll be one more dude around this corner. He may or may not see you depending on how slow you are.
Who's that?
He will chase you with a knife. It's not a big deal. He won't catch up to you, and you just roll into this load zone. Now we're in Razavet, so we're going to skip this cutscene here, and a call straight after. The movement in this room is pretty tight. You need to be on so you do not get spotted. If you get spotted, you can't progress. So we're going to walk around here. We're going to shoot him. Quickly reload. That's just the thing I do. You don't really have to do that. You're going to roll up this hill. Hold the diagonal upright on this direction. Go around here. This guy will notice you but not see you. That's what we want. Roll up the step and then roll into the cutscene trigger. So mash through. The way I do this is I know the cutscene is over after the second codec call. Alright, so we're going to appear, lots of bodies going to be around us. We're going to hold down left, roll, press the camera button, which is R3, and then go into third person camera. It's just easier for this part, because you'll get stuck on trees because you can't see them in the fixed camera, but it's not so big a deal if you do it this way. And roll into this last cutscene trigger. Now this next part, after skipping all these cutscenes, is going to be the healing tutorial, and you want to do this as fast as possible, but as efficient as possible. So Snake is going to have 4 cuts and 2 broken bones. We need to heal these, and we want to do the cuts, all of them first. So I'm going to do this slowed down, so it's easy for you to follow. So after the codec call with Paramedic, we're going to open up the start menu. Cure. Hold R2. We're going to go Suture, Bandage, Septic, Disinfect. Disinfect, Septic, Bandage, Suture. Repeat the first one again. After you've done 3 cuts, tap right to move to the last cut. Disinfect, Septic, Bandage, Suture. Broken bones are easy. They're just a bandage and a splint, and then a splint and a bandage. And that is the end of Virtuous Mission, and that is the first segment of this speedrun.